Hi, my name is Jamie Schaefer. This is my ePortfolio for ETD 625. My ePortfolio is available at schaefereportfolio.weebly.com. I'm currently the art teacher at Laker Elementary, and I've included a little color palette, splash of color up here. Thought it was very fitting for being the art teacher. If you scroll down, you'll see my graphical metaphor with the silhouette of a head there with the gears and whatnot inside there. And I just thought that was very fitting because the gears I thought of as adapting, and we all need to adapt to technology and how it can be used in the classroom. There's a brief biography down there. Under technology, I divided that up a little bit because I figured it would just be too much if I had it all on one page. So I've got the drop-down menu here. If we click on In the Classroom, one of the suggestions from my surveys was to put a title up here on all the pages just so that people knew they were in the place where they were supposed to be according to what they clicked on the drop-down menu. So I went ahead and put titles on all of those. Some of them, someone pointed out, some of them were missing the little caption there, so I went through and made sure they all had captions. But I included things like mind map, which I thought was just a great way for students to kind of visualize and organize the information. Voki was something else I thought was interesting and kids would really like, creating their own character and giving it something to say. ThingLink as an art teacher is something I thought that was really interesting. A lot of times I think kids just kind of glance at the painting and then they're done. But with ThingLink, you're kind of forced to look at the painting because you have to find the bullets. And in the bullets you can put text, or there's a hyperlink in there to the Museum of Modern Art. You can also link videos in there, so it just forces the kids to look a little deeper at the picture. My second drop down there is presentation tools, where I included things like Prezi and Screencast-O-Matic. If you want to, record your lessons ahead of time if you're going to be absent, Screencast-O-Matic is a great way to record those beforehand. One of my commenters from the survey said that the video cut out. And it does cut out. It's a clip from one of my classes where we had to create a training. So I just simply modified my caption here to say that it was a clip so that principals or potential employers didn't think that they were missing something. My third one is websites. And I have two websites that I use daily at school. The first one is my art website, where I update this a lot. We just learned about Keith Haring, the artist, and I usually like to include a picture, so as I'm teaching the kids about the artist, we have something to reference. I also include, here's a hyperlink to a YouTube video. And again, we reference this throughout the unit. It's just a great way to kind of put all of my links and whatnot in one page and make it nice and visually appealing. The second one that I use daily is my computer website. My kindergartners know every day that we're probably going to go to this website if we're not working in Microsoft Word. This was just an easy way for me to not bother the technology guys at work. Instead of having them put a link on the desktop, because I am working with kindergartners, and that www. wherever we're going that day is just way beyond them, especially at the beginning of the year. So this was just an easy way for me to create something that I can update, and they know that the reading egg link here, or the purple egg, goes to reading eggs, and the monkey goes to the ABCYA website that we use daily. It's just a great way for me if I'm doing like an art unit with them in computers. I can link different web pages or different games that I want them to go to. And the third one was for an e-unit I created for one of the classes. The next drop down there is after school clubs. One of the comments that I received from a survey was that it was great how I had used technology and showed how it could be used in this particular classroom. And when they said particular classroom, it really got me thinking that yes, a lot of my things are art-based or not necessarily general ed. And I modified that by trying to include more ways that you could use them in a regular classroom. So here I said that both of my things down here would be great for historical events or even science reports. One of my after-school clubs, though, was stop motion animation. So I gave the kids the iPad, showed them a little bit about it, and said you need a background and you need a plot and that kind of stuff, and I just let them go. But by saying this up here, it kind of showed that there would be a little bit more thought in this in a regular classroom. And then the next one down here is Scratch. We did the Google Computer Science Club this year, and we used Scratch, and the kids weren't given a topic. They were just kind of told, you need to make the lightning flash, or you need to make your two characters talk to each other. And by doing that, they were learning about computer programming, but again, there's no real general ed application there. So again, the historical or science application there. Another comment that I received was actually from my husband, who's got a programming background. He said that any of the companies that I mentioned should be hyperlinked back to that company. So instead of just the Lego man here, I went through and hyperlinked all of them so that they go to what I'm talking about. This one in particular is for the iPads, for the stop motion movie maker app that they have. But I went through all of my pages and all of the little pictures that I had linked back to the company. The last drop down that I had was an other tab, kind of where everything else didn't fit. Powtoons was something I had a lot of fun with and thought kids would get a lot of fun out of creating a cartoon about a particular, could be related to what they're reading. They could do a book report using Powtoon. Also, Weebly. Weebly has been a great help for me. And my next tab is my research tab. I had a comment say that there should be some kind of a caption about my paper to introduce employers to my paper and the importance of it. So I did a little caption here to explain that, so they didn't have to scroll through the whole paper and see what it was all about. My credentials tab, I've got my resume and everything there, my resume, my references, and my teaching certificate. And another commenter said that it would be nice if the PDFs that I had here opened to a separate page. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen in Weebly. I played around with some different settings and I couldn't make that happen. So I did kind of spell it out here that you could download the PDF first and then print them, so that that wasn't quite as confusing to someone not so computer savvy. I have a contact page, just basic information. I also have an About Me page. It explains a little bit about me and my background, how I went to CMU for my Bachelor's of Science, and a little bit about my family and some of the things that I like to do with my family, outside of the classroom, a little bit of a glance of me. And of course I've got my surveys here. I just found it easier to throw them all on one page instead of trying to email people the right links. This, of course, I need to hide so that it's not available for principals and potential employers. But that is my ePortfolio and some of the things that I've changed to after I received all those suggestions. I do want to give a shout out to my classmates. I appreciate all of their help and time and feedback that they gave me to help make the improvements for my portfolio. Thank you.